Good afternoon, everyone. First Alert StormTeam meteorologist Joseph Williams with your Valley News Now afternoon forecast. The time is currently 4:11 p.m. and the temperature is 46 degrees. So it is another mild day, and in fact, warmer than yesterday around this time. We saw highs in the low 40s across the region. So overall, this weekend has been great. We did have some dense fog this Sunday morning, which affected your morning commute. And we're looking at some more fog heading into tonight. And more importantly, we're first alert tracking an upcoming winter storm that will bring some impacts our way heading into the middle of this week. So let's get right to the forecast to kind of show you what I'm talking about. Again, we had some dense fog this morning, but the fog has lifted this afternoon. We're looking at good visibility across the region. So overall, not a bad day if you're heading out this afternoon. However, heading into tonight, the fog is expected to return. I'm thinking that by midnight, dense fog will pop up across our region, and that fog will continue throughout your morning commute. So make sure to give yourself some extra time on the roads. We're looking at some more low visibility across the region. Luckily, by tomorrow afternoon and evening, the fog should end up breaking up, so that is the good news. Now, heading into tonight, we're looking at a mix of clouds, and again, the only issue will be that dense fog popping up after midnight. And all the while, in Fargo at least, temperatures will drop into the mid-30s by 10 p.m. So we'll stay above freezing until after midnight. And we're looking at a mostly quiet night ahead of us. But before that quiet night, foggy night comes in, we're first alert tracking a few showers up north. So looking at our satellite and radar, we have a few rain showers out in the northern valley. Very little moisture is reaching the ground, though. I was taking a look at some weather cams earlier this afternoon, some traffic cams up north earlier this afternoon, and I'm not seeing really any moisture reaching the surface, so there's likely a pocket of dry air at the surface, preventing most of that moisture from reaching the surface. So there may be a few raindrops up north, but otherwise it's pretty quiet across most of our region, just cloudy skies, and that's it. Any leftover showers will be out of our region heading into tonight. By midnight, we're basically just going to be dealing with that fog, but otherwise staying dry. That dense fog continues into your Monday morning commute. So again, make sure to give yourself some extra time on the roads to account for that dense fog for your morning commute. By tomorrow afternoon, though, we will see that fog breaking up, and we're left with a mix of sun and clouds across the region. So tomorrow afternoon is going to be quiet. Not a bad start to the work week. Definitely go enjoy that sunshine while you can. However, heading into Tuesday morning, there may still be some lingering fog up north, and that fog will end up being a preview of our upcoming first alert weather day system. Tomorrow morning, temperatures will be in the 20s, climbing back into the low 40s tomorrow afternoon. Cooler than today, but still mild compared to what's normally seen for this time of year. Now for the big story. Again, we have that first alert weather day for this coming Tuesday and Wednesday, and that's because a winter storm is likely to sweep into our region during that time. Basically, a low pressure system will move into the northern plains, and it's going to bring some rain on Tuesday afternoon, transitions into rain and mix Tuesday evening, and then Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, that rain and mix turns into snow as colder air flows into our region. During Wednesday, pockets of moderate to heavy snowfall are expected, and strong winds are likely on both Tuesday and Wednesday. Details are becoming more clear on the timing and track of the system, and even where we think the heaviest precipitation will likely fall at, although models are still varying on how much precipitation we're expecting, as we'll see in just a second. And in fact, we're pretty certain it's going to be an impactful system. There's so much so that there's actually a winter storm watch in northeast North Dakota, the Northern Valley, and northwest Minnesota that'll last from 12 a.m. Wednesday to 12 a.m. Thursday. So basically Tuesday night heading into Wednesday night. And that's because this area here, that's where the heaviest snow is likely to occur. But we can't rule out snow accumulation, but we're likely to see snow accumulation even in the Southern Valley too. So it is possible that some alerts may pop up in the Southern Valley as this low pressure system gets closer to a region. But the point is, all of our region is going to see some impacts, but the Northern Valley in particular is likely to be impacted by this upcoming weather system due to that heavier snow, as well as the strong winds expected on Wednesday afternoon and evening. Here's the culprit. We got this complex low pressure system swirling off the California coast. And what will happen is it'll move northeast. It will intensify as it crosses over the Rockies, And then after intensifying over the Rockies, it moves east, bringing that moisture and pressure gradient into our region. Here's a look at our first look forecast to show you what I mean. By Monday afternoon, the center of the low is in the Rockies, and you can see as a result of dragging that moisture into the Rockies, it brings precipitation across much of the west coast, like California, Oregon, and Washington. And what happens is, after intensifying, it moves east, and so by Tuesday morning, its warm front is lifting into a region. So on the one hand, we're still looking at highs in the 30s to low 40s Tuesday afternoon, thanks to this warm front associated with this low pressure system. But as the low pressure system moves in, that's when it starts pushing that moisture into our regions. That's when we start seeing that rain coming down on Tuesday afternoon and evening. And notice that by Tuesday evening, we start seeing some of that wintry mix popping up with the rain too, as cooler air starts pushing into our region. So basically, we start with rain Tuesday afternoon, and then as we head into Tuesday evening, that rain transitions into wintry mix as this low pressure system continues moving towards the east, and even seeing some icing potential in northwest Minnesota for Tuesday evening. So basically, Tuesday evening is going to be a little bit sloppy with that rain and mix coming down. Then as we head into Tuesday night, that wintry mix and rain transitions into snow, and thereafter we'll see that snow continuing throughout Wednesday afternoon and evening. It's not until Thursday morning that the low pressure system moves east, and therefore the bulk of the moisture moves east, but we may still see a few lingering snow showers in the northern valley until early Thursday afternoon. So overall, a pretty impactful system. Basically between Tuesday evening and Thursday morning, we will see some precipitation. Here's a closer look at our region in particular to kind of show you the impacts of this low pressure system. Again, we start with some rain Tuesday afternoon. Tuesday evening, we see some heavier pockets of rain coming down in, say, the Central Valley. At the same time, wintry mix starts forming within that rain, and we may even see some icing potential with that wintry mix in the process, which is going to lead to a slick commute in some spots as we head into Tuesday evening. Then as we head into the late Tuesday evening, early overnight hours, that wintry mix starts turning into snow. And then after midnight, heading into Wednesday morning, any leftover rain and wintry mix will have fully transitioned into snow. And thereafter, we'll continue seeing that snow across much of our region until Thursday. Again, you can see with this model here, the graph model that I'm showing right here, the bulk of the snow impacts northeast North Dakota, northwest Minnesota, and the northern valley, which is why that winter storm warning is in those locations, because that's where the snow is likely to stick around the longest, and therefore where the highest snow totals will be at. And that will, again, excuse me, I can't talk today, but basically we'll see that snow lingering in the northern valley until late Thursday morning when the snow begins breaking up across the region. So overall, pretty impactful system indeed, especially up north, but we can't rule out snow accumulation down south either. And you can see what I mean with our model comparison right here. The American model on the right suggests a lot more snow coming down compared to the European model on the left. Again, both models do suggest that the northern areas of our region will be most impacted by the heavy snowfall, but the American model on the right suggests more snow down south compared to the European model. So we're still ironing out the details on exactly how much snow we'll see from the system and where some of the heavier snow may end up moving through, but it basically means most of our region is getting impacted by this winter weather, by just not just the rain and wintry mix, but even by the snow accumulation too. Keep the VNN weather app handy. And all that's also going to be important because of the strong winds anticipated. Here's a look at a wind gust forecast to show you what I mean. Wind gusts in between 30 to 45 miles per hour will pop up across the region Tuesday afternoon, continuing into Tuesday evening and overnight, even continuing in the southern areas on Wednesday afternoon and evening. So Tuesday and Wednesday, very windy indeed. Make sure to have the VNN First Alert Weather app because those strong winds will blow that snow around as it falls. Remember, we're looking at moderate to heavy snowfall at times on Wednesday, and when you add the wind into the mix, you're going to get a blowing snow situation, low visibility on top of the slick roads thanks to the icing potential and the snow accumulation on the ground. So very impactful system indeed. Overall, again, Tuesday and Wednesday have definitely earned their first of the weather day declaration. Make sure to keep the VNN First of the Weather app handy for that. And then Thursday and Friday, a few more snow showers are expected. So we're going to keep an eye on Thursday and Friday. Remember, lingering snow until late Thursday morning, and then another chance of snow maybe Thursday evening and Friday. And then this upcoming weekend will be very different from Valentine's weekend because compared to this weekend, it's going to be much colder. Next weekend, we'll see highs in the teens. Colder than normal for this time of year. So basically, winter season is making a return this upcoming work week. After dealing with some dense fog for your Monday morning commute, we'll track that upcoming system for this coming Tuesday and Wednesdays. Keep the VNN Weather app handy for that. I'm going to get off of here, but I will be giving updates in the VNN First Alert Weather app, and I'll be back on tonight at 7 o'clock to go a little more in depth about the fog threat tonight and what tomorrow's forecast will be like. And thereafter, I'll be back on Valley News Live at 9 and 10. So be sure to tune in for your first alert forecast there. In the meantime, getting off of here, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful Sunday and enjoy the mild weather and the sunshine when you get the chance.